He says that almost they are lifeless. They forget to decorate themselves. They completely forgot themselves. That when Uddhava returned to Vrindavan for a message from Lord Krishna from Dwarka, he found out actually that even though Uddhava is a scholar, but his being a scholar cannot be compared to the simple Brijavasis. We have so much love for Krishna that when they saw Uddhava, they thought Krishna returned. Because Uddhava, his feature is that similar to Lord Krishna. His color is the same, bluish black. So, as we were mentioning earlier, that you're very fortunate to have a small village of 35 devotees, where also you're very close by to the main temple here in central New Jersey. You have deities of Gornitai, Jagannath also, right? And the name of the main deity? Radha Shamasundar. So I think you will need a Krishna Balaram also here. Yes. Wherever the temple are located, what makes up a temple actually are the devotees. Without the devotees who will glorify, praise, and worship the Supreme Lord, then the temple is not a temple. It's like Prabhupada when he was traveling in Detroit. There's so many churches there, but all of them are vacant. No one is there to worship their Lord. So what is the use? Prabhupada would say, why don't they just give this to us? And now you have another temple in Bergen.
Not Bergen, but it's just a center. Parsippany is there.
Parsippany, yeah. I was there last year as well. What's the name of the temple president?
Nilamani Prabhu.
Nilamani. I was saying Nilamada, right?
Yeah.
What is his name?
Nilamani Prabhu is in Baltimore.
Baltimore. But sounds the same. Nila. So we're going to chant a little bit, and then we will discuss about ideal Grihastha ashram, or an ideal Grihastha life. Since most of you are Grihasthas, and some are Brahmacharis. Right? We have 3 Brahmacharis here, 4 Brahmacharis here. Okay. That's from the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Nama Om Krishna Prasthaya Srimati Bhakti Namaste You see, I cannot hear my voice, and I've been speaking for the last 1 month now, and you're not putting the right volume.
Actually, turn the mic towards this way. Turn the speaker that's this
Hare
way.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't go too close because you're hearing the feedback. Don't directly to me. Haribol. Good. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Bol.
Stay focused here.
Look at me. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Sri Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Sri Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Sri Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath Sri Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Sri Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
These are very good musicians. I just came by, came back from Atlanta. I was there for a week, and also I was also from Baltimore. I was in Baltimore, Washington area, and before that I was in United Arab Emirates, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and many of the children there, they're very expert in playing instruments, harmonium, mridanga. They also know how to do bhajans. And they have one instructor, musical instructor, who teaches all the children. Eh, because they know that the children are the future of our society, so they give too much emphasis on the children. They teach them how to become Krishna conscious right from the very young age, where they're meant to learn. It's like Prahlad Maharaj says, at the age of 5 years old, it's like their reception to learn is very, very open. You can teach them any language and they can learn any language. So we should be proud of these children who are very young age. They learn how to play midanga and harmonium. Where did you learn?
They're learning. They have Mridanga teacher.
Okay.
So he's from Florida.
Mm-mm.
He's Bablu Prabhu's disciple.
What's his name?
Thakur Prabhu.
Thakur.
He's a young boy.
Okay. The Bablu is famous. So I'm going to read from the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, The Science of God, chapter 14, Ideal Grihastha Life. This is a conversation between Yudhishthir Maharaj and Narad Muni. We will read along, and when there is some important points that needs to be discussed, we will read, okay, and then we will comment, because it's quite a long chapter. Is there any way we can turn down a little bit of this engine noise? Hare Krishna? Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Now, it's a little better than before. Before, there's no sound. Only the mic. Back the mic. Text number 1. Sri Yudhishthir Uvacha Grihastha Itang Padhavin Vidhina Yena Chanjasa Yaya Deva Rishi Brohi Midhasho Griha Mudadhi. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired from Narad Muni, O my Lord, O great sage, kindly explain how we who are staying at home without knowledge of the goal of life may also easily attain liberation according to the instructions of the Vedas. So here in the chapter 14, the path of the householders, how they can be engaged in Krishna consciousness, because more often they are engaged in worldly activities. How can they be liberated and ultimately become detached from the path of enjoyment? Grihastha life means license for sense enjoyment. In brahmachari, in vanaprastha, and in sannyas, there is no scope for sense enjoyment. For these three ashrams, brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyas, is a life of renunciation, being detached from material sense enjoyment, especially sex life. Only in the Grihastha ashram that this procreation, to have Krishna conscious children are allowed. Grihastha life means life of responsibility. You cannot be a Grihastha and don't do anything for your family. How are they going to eat? I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture this morning. Grihastha life means you have to earn a living for your livelihood. Otherwise, how are you going to maintain your family? How are you be able to feed them? How are you going to bring them to grow up so that they be educated? And the family, especially the parents, ultimately when the children are grown up, they'll be thinking how the daughter and the son will be married. So it is a great responsibility. You cannot say, oh, it's okay. Life goes on. If they find a husband or a wife, no problem. It's their choice. No, it's always the family's concern, the parents' concern, who the daughter will be married to. Or it is the concern of the parents who the son will be married to. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or you just say, it's okay, you can choose whoever you like. No. Especially in India. Arranged wedding, arranged marriage is always there. So it is very important. And at the same time, even though seemingly that may be considered to be worldly activities, one must also be concerned how one can become free from the cycle of repeated birth and death. How one can be liberated. Ultimately, that should be the end result of all those activities. It says one should not be a king, one should not be a teacher, one should not be a guru, or one should not be a father if he cannot release his subjects from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Otherwise, Prabhupada says, then better not be a father, better not be a king, better not be a guru or a teacher. If one has family and is not concerned about how to bring up their children to be Krishna conscious, then what is the difference between animal form and human form? Is there any difference? No. There's no difference. So the king here, King Yudhishthira, is asking Narada to begin describing the path of enjoyment for a person qualified as a householder after having spoken. Here it just finished talking about brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyas life. Because ultimately, householder should not be remain in the family life, the whole life. There'll be a certain time when they have to be also detached from family. Detachment doesn't mean doesn't care or doesn't love the family. Detached means the result is up to Krishna. It's like the whole Bhagavad Gita is about that. Lord Krishna told to Arjuna, don't worry about the result. Everything is already done. They've already been killed by me. All you have to do is to do your duty. Your duty as a Kshatriya is to fight. So you have to do your duty. So for those who chose to be Grihastha in the householder life, then one must be responsible and be prepared also to undergo austerities or tapasya. What is austerity means? Austerity means you have a goal you wish to achieve, and you have to perform great difficulties to achieve that, even though it is against your will. You may not want to do it, like working 2 jobs. And third one, which is part-time. 2 full jobs, 2 full-time jobs, and 1 part-time job. Barely you'll be able to eat your chapatis and sabji. Barely that you're able to sleep peacefully. And Prabhupada says, in the daytime, always searching for money. And at nighttime, only thinking of sleep and sex. This is the nature of this world. Am I correct? That's the whole story of this world. But an ideal Grihastha life also should have some time for spiritual practices. I've been traveling around the world for many years now, for the last 10 years, since I took sannyas. And most of the complaint of the Grihasthas is that they don't have time for a spiritual life. They have so much time for work. Money. Sweeter than honey. Just like recently, I was traveling in Abu Dhabi, and there are many programs there, spiritual programs at night. There are over 50 Bhakti Briksha programs the whole week. And he says, Maharaj, I don't have time. I'm always busy running. He says, what do you do? Well, I have to arrange for a program. You know, I'm commissioned to do a certain part so that the program will be going. So I asked him, Prabhuji, do you think if you're not there, it will not happen? Oh, Maharaj, yeah, you're right. And I have 1 daughter. And I don't have time for her. Because daytime, I'm working, and nighttime, I'm in the programs. So I says, Prabhuji, you have to put a certain amount of time for your family. Without that, then the purpose is defeated, being a Grihastha. You will not be successful. Or you may be running so much all day long for a job, and at nighttime for some other programs. But if you don't have time for your family, then what is the use? Is that good or not? I don't think it's good at all. Neglecting the family, especially if you have a growing up boys and girls. And what to say for those who have children, just like they are in their, starting to be like teenagers, let's say 13, 14, 15, sweet 16. That will be more difficult to give them Krishna consciousness. The best time to give them Krishna consciousness is that while they are young. But what about joining or knowing Krishna consciousness later on in your life, when they are already grown up? That is more difficult. Prabhupada says, as soon as possible, one should give up his so-called comfortable life at home and prepare to undergo austerity or tapasya. Tapodibhyam putraka. This is Lord Rishabhadev's instruction to his sons. He has 100 sons headed by Bharat Maharaj. Prabhupada says, we should not create a so-called comfortable situation, but must prepare to undergo austerity. This is how a human being should actually live to fulfill life's ultimate goal. See, the Srimad Bhagavatam is so direct. It's so direct. It doesn't flatter you. You know what flattering means? Just want to make you feel good. You can do whatever you like, it's okay. No. It's like, the TED Talks, right? Just to make you feel good. But it's not really like curing the disease. Srila Prabhupada says, if you have a boil and you just push air, maybe temporarily you'll be relieved from the pain. But the best thing to do is get a knife. Of course, you don't do it yourself. You have to go to a specialist, and that is the spiritual master, to cut our attachment. You have to go to a hospital, a doctor, a specialist, and he will cut that boil. Now, it is painful to cut the boil, but after that, it'll be really nice. You don't have to go like this. It'll be permanent solution. So similarly, human form of life is very rare, but we have to take advantage of this. If we miss the opportunity to be Krishna conscious in this life, then we do not know what we're going to be next life. We were reading from the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam how the father, he will work so hard to maintain the family. So hard that he's practically, his sweat is like blood. Sweating like blood and tears. You've heard of that, right? Literally. So, then, when the father gets old, he will not be able to work anymore. It'll be too much for him to work, right? He works so hard, day and night, just to provide for the family. And then later on, when he gets old, the family members will reject him because he's useless now. He cannot work anymore. And in Bhagavatam says, sometimes the son will try to think of killing him. Ooh. That is heavy. And that is true. We've heard in news, some family members, they cannot provide, newly born baby, they cannot provide for the baby, they will throw in the garbage bin, and they will just find the baby dead. You've heard this in the news? Yeah? Or the father will kill the wife, and I'm just telling you this is the fact of life. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but this is the fact of life. Is that ideal grihastha life? No. But 99.99% of the people, they don't know this. We're so fortunate somehow. The Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us this information so that we can correct, improve, or give us the proper direction from where we should be heading to. Narad said, O king, a person situated in household life, performing his prescribed duties as an offering to Vasudeva, should worship the great devotees. Performing his actions as an offering to Vasudeva, he should worship the devotees. Purport. The format for Grihastha life should be dedication to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada quoted 6th chapter first verse of the Bhagavad Gita. It is said, Anastrita karma palang karyang karma karotiya sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriya. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life. And he is the true mystic, not that he who lights no fire and performs no work. Whether one acts as a brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, or sannyasi, he must act only for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. This should be the principle of everyone's life. Was that verse? Yajñartat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana
Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara.
Mukta sangha samachara. So work has to be done as a sacrifice for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, works will bind one in this material world. Only devotees understand this. Others, they work for their sense enjoyment, for their sense gratification. And therefore, that is the continuous cycle of repeated birth and death in this material world. The basic principle is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Mahamunim refers to great saintly persons or devotees. Saintly persons are generally known as munis or thoughtful philosophers concerned with transcendental subject matters. And Mahamunim refers to those who have not only thoroughly studied the goal of life, but who are actually engaged in satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. These persons are known as devotees. Unless one associates with devotees, one cannot learn the science of Vasudeva Bharpana, or dedicating one's life to Vasudeva Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada says, in India, the principles of this science were followed strictly. Even 50 years ago, I saw that in the villages of Bengal and the suburbs of Calcutta, people engage in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam daily. When all their activities ended, or at least in the evening before going to bed. Are we doing this to our family, to our children? Yes? Very good. You should have some time to be with them, especially in the evening before going to sleep. Prabhupada says we should read Krishna book so that we will remember Krishna even in the dreams. Instead of nowadays, especially the children, they're so addicted in video games. I've seen a video of one baby. The baby is holding a cell phone while sleeping. So the video was taken in such a way that one person took away the cell phone and the baby started to cry. And then, putting back again the cell phone, back to sleep.
Wow.
We don't want our children to be like that. I know some of the devotees' children, they're addicted to video games. They spend more time, more than anything else. But I've seen some devotee children, they're very disciplined. They'll be allowed to play video games on the weekends. Okay, you can play 2 hours only. Most of the times, you learn how to play harmonium. You learn how to play mridanga. You learn how to sing bhajans. If they are disciplined right from the very beginning in their life, then their future is so bright. But not so much so that you are so strict to them. Prabhupada says at the age of 5, then you have to learn how to tell them, no, don't do this. Up to 5, they can do whatever they like to do. And then when they reach the age of 13, they become your friends, or you become their friends. And there should be a ceiling. There should be a ceiling of freedom. That this much you can do. After that, no. You can go with your friends, of course, especially in America. It's very difficult to have the children to go to a public school or private school. Even private school. Because they'll be associating with non-devotees. As much as possible, it would be nice for them to be homeschooled. Or if you have that opportunity to give experience to your children, send them to Gurukul. Gurukul means the school of the spiritual master, where they can learn and associate with like-minded devotees to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. If you have that opportunity, give them that opportunity to understand, to learn. That will make a very strong imprint or impact into their consciousness for a long, long time, that they will remember that in their life. That even though when they grow up, they become still, they may not be able to follow 100% the way we wish for them to be doing, but they will never remember, or they will never forget their upbringing in such a way. Everyone would hear the Bhagavatam. Bhagavat classes were held in every village, and thus people had the advantage of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes everything about the aim of life, liberation or salvation. This will be clearly explained in the next verses. Next verse. A grihasta must associate again and again with saintly persons, and with great respect he must hear the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnations, as these activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. Thus, one should gradually become detached from affection for his wife and children, exactly like a man awakening from a dream. Again, Prabhupada says the greatest bondage in this world is the attachment to the family. It is not that the family is bad, but if we become attached to them in the bodily platform, that is bad. We should be attached in such a way that, yes, I want the whole family to become Krishna conscious. Then that is good attachment. But only on the bodily platform, then that will be the cause of our bondage, taking birth again. Constant hearing with faith the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnations at various times in association with persons having controlled minds, he should gradually become detached from his wife and children, from whom he will be separated anyway. Exactly like a man and waking from a dream becomes detached from the son and wife in his dream. That's true, isn't it? In the dreams, we don't even know. We cannot even remember if we have a wife or a son. Do you remember? No. Of course. You're like in a different world. Prabhupada says dream also means part of our karma we receive during the dream. Either we are enjoying the dream, or we are running away from a tiger or something, or like haunted by a ghost in a dream, or suffering. No, many kinds of dreams. But usually the dreams are from what we are thinking during the whole day. It is continuous. We carry that during the dreaming state. So, our family members, we have come in contact with them in this lifetime because somehow or other we have a collective karma that only in that particular family that we will receive the reactions of what we did in the past. Whether collectively we will enjoy together or collectively we will suffer together. None otherwise. We will not receive that reaction from the past in another family. It has to be in that particular family. And it is says also that the family is compared to a bunch of sticks being tied by a rope in a river. And due to waves, the rope will break and then the bundle of sticks will be separated from each other due to the waves. And then after some time, due to waves also, they come together. But after some time, they may not be together anymore. So similarly, again, this is because of karma. Each and everyone in the family, the members, will have their own karma to burn. We all have each karma. Up to a certain time, some of the family members will be living a different life. Just like I know one devotee, they have children, they grew up, now they're working. They don't want to stay with their family now. They don't want to stay with the father and the mother. They would stay around maybe 3 blocks away. The brother will be staying on the top floor and the sister will be on the ground floor. They want to live their own life. Hopefully they are still Krishna conscious. Then that is good. But what if they don't practice any more principles of Krishna consciousness? Is it the responsibility of the parents that they are not anymore Krishna conscious? Well, they have to do their duty. They still have to keep reminding them as much as possible. But if they choose to live otherwise in a different direction, it is not your fault anymore. You're not culpable. You're not responsible for whatever they're doing now. They are responsible for themselves. But still, always try to remind them about Krishna consciousness. Purport. The Krishna consciousness movement has been established to give grihastas all over the world an opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita specifically. The process, as described in many ways, is one of hearing and chanting Shinvatam Swata Krishna, Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana. First Canto, Chapter 2, Text 17. Everyone, especially the grihastas who are mudhadhi, ignorant about the goal of life, should be given opportunities to hear about Krishna. Simply by hearing, by attending lectures in the different centers of the Krishna consciousness movement, where topics of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are discussed, they will be purified and their sinful inclination for constant indulgence in illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, which have all become prominent in modern days. Thus, they can be raised to the status of light. Simply by joining the kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by hearing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, one must be purified especially if he also takes prasad. This is all going on in the Krishna consciousness movement. That is very important. We're so fortunate. We're talking about on the way here from the airport how Srila Prabhupada, because we passed by that area, the section in New York where is a concrete jungle. We were just in one section of the whole Manhattan, near the Washington Square Park, Broadway, 6th Avenue. How Srila Prabhupada sacrificed. He's already living in Vrindavan at the age of 70 and fearless. A Krishna conscious person is fearless because he knows Krishna is with him, or Krishna is besides him, besides with him. That out of humility, we were also talking about Srila Prabhupada in Atlanta. This is the humility of Srila Prabhupada. How by he is the topmost devotee, a Mahabhagavat, and he came into a Madhyam platform to come to the Western country and to fulfill the desire, instructions coming from his Guru Maharaj, that to give this knowledge to the English-speaking world. This is his humility. In the beginning, he would cut the sabji, he will cook the sabji, he will cut the vegetables, cook the sabji, prepare all the feast, he will serve by himself, and you know who will clean up? He will also wash the plates. How humility one can go that far just to teach us about Krishna consciousness. If he did not do that out of humility, we will not be here sitting down today, listening and hearing about his teachings from the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. So it is utmost important, especially if one in Grihastha life have all the facilities to be Krishna conscious and make all the family members to be Krishna conscious, then there is no need for the husband to take sannyas. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yeah? Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 13 children. Not just 1 or 2 or 3. 13. And he did not give it up, the family, because it says, Prahlad Maharaj, it says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that at the age of 50, one should go to the forest, retire. And that forest is Vrindavan. No, in Krishna consciousness, we're not encouraging that. That everyone should move to Vrindavan. Maybe later on in your life, if that is your destination, or in Mayapur. I was told by one of disciple of Jaipatak Swami, she wants to live in Vrindavan after some time. And Jaipatak Swami told her, no, Grihastha life, Mayapur is for them. Because in Mayapur, you don't commit offenses. Or you commit offenses, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful that he will consider it as not offense. Unlike Vrindavan, we have to be extra careful. Everything is magnified. In In Mayapur, even sleeping is like offering obeisances to the holy Dham. And everything is easy in Mayapur. Vegetables are cheaper. What's that? There's no pollution actually in Mayapur. Ganga, you can always go to Ganga in Vrindavan. It's completely different, but it says also Mayapur and Vrindavan is no difference. We should not see that there is a difference between Mayapur and Vrindavan. But other devotees like to stay in Vrindavan, some they like Mayapur. But nevertheless, when the right time comes, then you can make a decision whether to live in the holy Dham to prepare for the last stage of your life. Maybe for now you are here, but don't think that you will be here for the rest of your life. It's okay to be here if you are preaching. But if you're here to enjoy, the next life is another material body. That is the difference. Prabhupada says, the Krishna consciousness movement, however, with its centers all over the world, gives such fallen and condemned persons an opportunity to hear about Krishna. In a dream, we form a society of friendship and love. And when we awaken, we see that it has ceased to exist. Similarly, one's gross society, family and love are also a dream. And this dream will be over as soon as one dies. Therefore, whether one is dreaming in a subtle way or a gross way, these dreams are all false and temporary. One's real business is to understand that one is soul, aham brahmasmi, and that his activity should therefore be different. Then one can be happy. One who is engaged in devotional service can very easily be liberated from the dream of materialistic life. So we're like in a dream state. And then when we wake up, that is Krishna consciousness. Now we're still in the dreaming state. We're just kind of like waking up. Or sometimes we woke up and we don't want to get up. We want to stay in the bed. Okay, 10 more minutes. And then, oh no, 1 hour is past, I'm late. I'm late at work. Yeah? You have this experience maybe? Yes? A little bit more. I'm enjoying more. And then after some time, oh no, the day is over. It's finished. We should not be like that, huh? Especially Grihastha Ashram. It is also advised to have deity worship at home. Have Krishna as the center of your family activities. The best is Gornitai, again, because they don't take offenses. It's like here you have Gornitai. No, 2 Gornitais. 2 Jagannath Subhadra. 1 or, no, how many Ladu Gopals there? 3 maybe. No, 1 Makanchor. It's a Brajabasi, so he has to be. 1 Makanchor. 2 Ladu Gopals. Because if you have deities at home, then you'll be regulated. Cleanliness also will be there. You'll always be kept reminded of Krishna. And if you can worship the deities every day, like at least offer something like maybe twice boga. Some devotees, because they're a heavy schedule at work, then they can do the worship complete, like worship Abhishek or change the cloth every Ekadasis. Some they do it every weekend. Some I know where I stayed, she's doing it every day, completely, and it takes her an hour to do it. But that is not possible then, because the standard at the temple and the standard at home of daily worship is not the same. Temple is a little bit more, so much regulated. We offer 6 artiks a day, 6 offerings. We put the deities to rest. We put them to sleep and wake them up. We change the clothes. If you cannot do that, do the best you can. And that is the difference between the Mahaprasad at the temple and the Mahaprasad at home. Everyone who comes to the temple, they will ask, Prabhuji, you have any Mahaprasad? Please, I want some Mahaprasad. Because the potency of the Mahaprasad at the temple, it could be the same at home, but not as much. Does the neighbor come here and ask, Jagdish Prabhu, you have any Mahaprasad?
Sometimes Maharaj.
Yes. That's true.
Especially for neighbors are sweets.
Yes. That's true. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, what is the difference between the grihastha who live in their ashram at home and the devotees who live at the temple? He was asked. He says, the devotees who live at the temple, their spiritual progress is very rapid because they're engaged 24 hours. Now, the grihasthas at home, the householders, they're also making progress, but it's not as rapid because of their other engagement besides being fully engaged. But there is no such thing as part-time devotee. Everyone is a full-time devotee. Those grihasthas who live at home, they're also full-time devotee. But they cannot give as much time. Part-time means you don't follow everything. Grihastha should follow everything as well, but in a different standard, a different level. So I'm very happy to come again here in, what's that? Edison. Okay, Edison.
And within the Edison, Prabhupada village.
And Prabhupada village. To see very sincere devotees here. Been coming here now, this second year. Yeah, I've been here before also with Guru Maharaj. Yeah, somehow or other, this is a tirtha. Because Guru Maharaj walked through this house. Yeah.
Before us, Guru Maharaj walked.
Yes, that's true. So please continue in your practice of bhakti, of devotional service. Do the best you can. And the rest is up to Krishna. The result. Krishna only sees the effort that we are putting into. The success actually is not the result. The success is how you are endeavoring, the efforts that you put into it. Now, whether the result will be successful or not, it doesn't matter. Just by trying to chant your rounds attentively, by trying to have certain associations of devotees like this, study group, to make your life successful in Krishna consciousness, that is considered as already a success. Whether Krishna will make it fulfilled in the end or not, it doesn't matter. The practice itself, the dedication, the inspiration, the being convinced that this is the way that I should be doing for the rest of my life is considered already a success. Hare Krishna. Okay, I stop here now. I think we missed, we missed now. Having darshan of CC, Radha Shama Sundar. That's okay. Hey, there's not much time now. They close at 8:30.
No, they open at 8:30.
They open at 8:30?
Yeah.
Oh.
8:30 to 9.
8:30 to 8:45 or 9?
9.
Are you sure? Okay, you're sure. You're pujaris. Okay. Any question or two before we go? Yes.
When I'm chanting Hare Krishna, and I'm trying to listen, but still
You
the
are
thought
trying
comes.
to?
I'm listening what I'm speaking,
Yeah.
but still the thought comes. So what do you do?
Ignore the thoughts. Tell the thoughts, you stay here for some time, okay? Let me still continue chanting. That is the way how to do it, Mataji. You ignore the mind. The mind's duty and function is to disturb us during chanting. But the mind will become tired if you say, just wait. This is what happened with Haridas Thakur and that prostitute. The prostitute wants to disturb Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur says, just wait here. Let me finish my rounds. I have 192 rounds to chant. So, just wait for some time, okay? Let me finish. I'm already in my 190 rounds. 2 more rounds. But then by that time is already sun rising. So the day is over. And the prostitute says, Thakur says, I'm sorry. You come back tomorrow. I'll fulfill your desires. And then the prostitute came back again. She was determined now. This time, he's gonna fall down. This time, I'm gonna make sure. But then Haridas Thakur again says, I'm sorry. I still have to chant my rounds. Sit down here. Second night. While she was there, the prostitute was listening to the chanting of Haridas Thakur. She is attentive now in hearing the holy name. And the third night, that's it. She gave up.
But my mind is not that way. My mind is
Don't worry. All of our mind is like your mind. You're not the only one. All of us are like you. In the beginning. Okay. After some time, you'll be happily chanting, undisturbed. Yes? Anything else? You're just now going? Yes, we're all going now. I would like to have a darshan also before going to New York. Any other questions from this side? Mataji's side. 1 point. Okay, how about from the Prabhu's side? At least, you should make it even. 1-1. You know the answer already. Okay, I'll ask you. Okay. Maybe you'll beat the Matajis. It'll be 2-1. Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. So Maharaj, how to balance the family life and the spiritual life, so that it
What do you mean how to balance the family life?
the time dedication, that how to improve between these two as a grihastha?
Well, if you want to make your family spiritual and your work, you have to work. That's what you mean, not the spiritual and the family. Because the family and the spiritual should be together in the same team. Okay? There's no such thing as 50-50. When we think of balance, we usually think 50-50, right? Because that is balance. One should be a little bit higher, at least 51%. And that, if you can make that 51% given to your family, it may not be in time, but the effort again, that is the most important. You're endeavoring. And you're really giving them quality time. There is a difference between quality and quantity. Yeah? You can spend so much time with them, but not having them become Krishna conscious. What is the use? So you have to give them quality time. Sometime during the week, you must have something. It's like, you have a weekend, let's say. Let all the family come to the mandir. And don't just go there. Do some service. Everyone take a broom. Clean up. Everyone help in cut up sabji for the feast. Huh? Not just go there during the prasadam time and then go home. That is not the Sunday feast. You be part of the Sunday feast. Just an example. Yeah? Okay. Okay, 1-1. Okay, last one for you.
Maharaj,
We're gonna go. Okay.
Like we know the situation now going on, like so much killing for the small kids also, the teenagers.
What's that again? Repeat, please.
Like we know so much killing is going on, killing in the sense like...
Oh, they go to school, they have guns, and they kill their teachers, and they kill...
even the
what a society.
Diverted, even not here in India also.
Yes.
So, but how to... even we teach them, but they don't try to listen. They listen only one situation.
You have to educate them. It's not good enough. Hey, what's his name again? This boy? Huh? Madhav, chant Hare Krishna. Okay, I'm not gonna give you your prasad if you don't chant Hare Krishna. That's not how you teach. No chapati for you. 1 round, 1 chapati. No. You have to tell Madhav, I'm going to teach you how to chant Hare Krishna for your future. If you chant Hare Krishna, you'll be good in school. You'll have a lot of friends who really want to be with you. And you'll be a good boy when you grow up. Something like that. Huh? You tell them the good things that's gonna happen to him. If we read Krishna book, if you read, Krishna book for the children, then Krishna will like you so much. And Krishna likes the children. Something like that. Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
No, don't just tell them, do it, do, and you don't tell them why they should do it. Then, I know one devotee was telling me, in Washington, there is this one boy, and he was forced. When he was a young boy, he was forced to do many things that we're doing. And he was doing it. He was doing it. Now he went to college. You know what happened to him? I don't believe in Krishna. There is no Krishna. He became an atheist. Why? Because he was forced. We cannot force these boys and girls. You cannot force them. You have to educate them. And give them nice Mahaprasad. Okay, you chant one Hare Krishna, I give you nice cheesecake or something like that. This is a reward for you. Oh, you chanted nicely? Okay. We'll go to the park or something like that. And you let them play also with others who, even they're not devotees. But because you're training them nicely, they'll be protected. Okay? So I ended up